G'day guys, how's it going? My name's Big Pup, and today I'll be doing some battles in the Open Master League. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, I apologise for the slack, but I'm super excited to showcase a Shundo Heatran running Magmastorm. These battles were loads of fun, I can't wait to hop into the commentary, so let's hop into the battles, and let's see what happened. Hopping into the first match, we have Dragonite into Groudon. This is a really great matchup for us. Our Dragon Breaths do a great amount of neutral damage, and they can't hit us for any sort of super effective damage, so they retreat into Kyogre. I recently finally got myself a good Kyogre in a lucky trade. It's a 14-15-15 shiny. I've already third moved it. I am bothered that it's not a Shundo, but I'm going to invest in that thing, and I might have a video up using it later in the week. Anyway, we get absolutely devastated by a Blizzard. Does a huge amount of damage to Lugia. We're so tanky, but that Blizzard does so much damage. We are able to get off 2 Sky attacks, hopefully take switch advantage. Down goes the Whale. I'm anticipating Groudon to come back in for a very ambitious Mud Shot down. Will they be able to get the Mud Shot down? Yes, they will. They have loads of energy. Unfortunately, it's pretty useless against Dragonite. They switch into Dialga. We come in with the Shundo Heatran, and now we start unleashing the Magmastorms. In comes Magmastorm number 1. That grabs a shield. Now we're at almost at Magmastorm number 2. It's so spammy. It's only 4 fire spins to 1 Magmastorm. It's such an improvement over Flamethrower. I found in my time using Heatran, I always almost get to the Flamethrower, or I almost get to the Stone Edge. I'm always like one fast move off, and now that we have Magmastorm, which is more spammy, I have noticed a huge increase in Heatran's usability, so I'm really enjoying this move update. Anyway, we let Heatran go down, we're at 2 shield advantage. This game's looking pretty clear. We just have to shield up the fire punches, not to get too low, and just start sending out these Dragon Claws. We're at 2 Dragon Claws now. We are going to shield this up just to be safe, just to preserve the health. In case it was suppressed blades. Anyway, in comes Dragon Claw number 1. That'll be getting Groudon low, a few more Dragon Breaths, and 1 more Dragon Claw, and that should be Groudon biting the dust. Good game to this trainer. In comes Dragon Claw, down goes Groudon, good game. Moving to the next match with our Dragonite leading all of these matches into a Giratina. This is a pretty good matchup because they can only hit neutral with their Shadow Claws, so they retreat into Mewtwo. We counter with our Heatran. Great opportunity to bring Heatran in. It's 5 Psycho Cuts to 1 Psy Strike, and we resist that with our Steel typing, so this is a great matchup. We're just farming up heaps of energy. We know this is going to be another Psy Strike. They only threw 10 Psycho Cuts. Now we'll start throwing out these Magmastorms. It is a Surf and Brutal Swing and Icicle Spear clone, so it is very spammy. It doesn't do the most damage, like it's not a nuke or anything, but that's not what Heatran needed. It needed something that's a little bit more spammy, a little bit more of a shield bait, and that's exactly what it got. In comes a 3rd Psy Strike from Mewtwo. We do manage to get to another Magmastorm, so hopefully this will be getting the Mewtwo low. Doesn't just get it low, it takes it out, and that animation is off the charts. I love it. Especially when Heatran's the last Pokemon and knocks out a Pokemon, it kind of lingers there for another half a second, and it just looks like it's engulfed in this like immense flame. It's so sick. Anyway, we're Dragon Breathing away. We're at about 2 claws. In comes the first claw. This should be getting the Giratina low. Gets it about into a farm down range, so they switch into Dialga, and we're going to counter with our Lugia. On the surface level, you may think this is a pretty bad matchup because we can't hit them for super effective damage. The Dragon Tails are neutral, and they do nice little chunks of damage in the Aeroblast. Doesn't matter if it's a rock type, doesn't matter if it's an electric type, doesn't matter what it is. It's hitting hard, and it's doing massive amounts of damage. That almost takes out the Dialga. We do have the option here to shield up, but we'll let Lugia go down. This is oh no. We managed to farm down anyway. In comes Giratina, that'll take us out. Now we have Dragonite. We saved the shield in case they had stored up energy. That's the ominous win that would have KO'd us, but luckily we had the shield, giving us the opportunity to do the Dragon Claw and take them out. Good game to this trainer. Moseying on into the 3rd match with our Dragonite into a Dialga. This is a pretty good, not good matchup, it's a pretty bad matchup. Their Dragon Breaths are doing super effective, ours can only do neutral, but if we do manage to bait with the Dragon Claw and then sneak through the superpower, we can win the 1 shield. In comes the Iron Head, we will shield that up. Now we just go straight for the Dragon Claw, hopefully grabbing the shield. That grabs the shield. Can we get to the superpower? We barely get to the superpower. It's a very lag-dependent matchup too, which I don't like. Dragon Breath, obviously, if it lags and they get a couple extra Dragon Breaths, I'm not able to do that. Luckily, this time I was. They come in with Purified Mewtwo. I believe that's a Hundo Purified Mewtwo, so probably from the Mewtwo Raid Day, I assume. Anyway, it's the Focus Blast that absolutely just annihilates Heatran. Big mistake by me. Let's see if we can still salvage the game, though. Because we know they have Focus Blast, we're assuming they're running Psy Strike Focus Blast. We're correct. That means we're not threatened, so they come in with Kyogre. I think I will shield here. We're more threatened by the Surfs from Kyogre than we are the Psy Strikes and Focus Blast from Mewtwo. We're going to go straight for the Aeroblast. We should have baited with the Sky Attack, but Foresight's 2020. In comes the... No, it's Hindsight's 2020. If only Foresight was 2020, I think I'd be a millionaire from sports betting at this time. But anyway, we're going to throw the Sky Attack. This should be doing nice amount of damage. Not enough though, good game. Moving along to the next battle with our Dragonite into a fellow Dragonite. Once the countdown's done, I'll be able to see if it's a Hundo. Unfortunately, it's a Hundo, so that means the CMP will be a coin flip, and it's a coin flip we lost, which is unfortunate, but we carry on. I think my strategy here is I'm going to farm up to about 2 Dragon Claws, and then I'm going to try and catch a Dragon Claw onto Lugia. We successfully catch a Dragon Claw onto Lugia, which does a nice little chunk of damage, and now they come in with an Excadrill. This is obviously a horrible matchup for Lugia. The Rock Slides are very spammy and they hit hard from Excadrill, but we can get to the Aeroblast and hopefully grab a shield. And if the Aeroblast lands, it does a really surprising amount of damage to a Steel type. Anyway, we're at 2 Sky Attacks now. We're going to throw the Aeroblast. I'm hoping this sneaks past the shields. It doesn't quite sneak past the shields, so they luckily for them, shield up. We're almost at a Sky Attack. I think we'll let Lugia go down here. We do feel safe coming with Dragonite because we're about 2 superpowers. We're going to bait with the Dragon Claw, hopefully grab a shield, and then sneak through the superpower. We get to the superpower. Dragonite's going to fly in and punch that mole into the ground. Whack-a-mole. Down goes Excadrill. In comes Dragonite. We're hoping to farm down in time before they get to a superpower. We get to save our shield, and now it's Heatran versus Mewtwo. In comes Magmastorm. That does just about half health to a Shadow Mewtwo. They're just about out of move. I think we will shield up no matter what this is. We just want to preserve the health. In comes Shadow Ball. We shield that up. Now we're at another Magmastorm. This should be KOing the Mewtwo and securing the match. Good game. Moving along here with our Dragonite into a Mamoswine. On the surface, this is a very bad matchup because those Powder Snows are doing 4 times super effective damage, but Dragonite holds its own. I don't really want to switch. I think I'm just going to maintain my position, get the Mamoswine low, maybe grab some shields, and then come in with either of my back Pokemon and farm down. In comes the first Dragon Claw. It should be grabbing a shield. Mamoswine, it is incredible on offense. It is an absolute weapon. Its coverages are insane, but if it has one thing wrong with it, it's squishy. As I say that as it farms down my Dragonite. Anyway, in comes Heatran. We're going to try and catch a high horsepower onto Lugia. Let's see if that worked. Unfortunately, they were going for an avalanche bait, so that's really unfortunate. Tried to avoid that, but hey, it doesn't matter. In comes Excadrill. I don't think we're going to shield anything here. We're going to try and get to a move. Hopefully we do get to the Aeroblast. Unfortunately, we don't. That puts us in a bit of an awkward position. We do want to get rid of this mole, and I think the best way to do that is to get to the Aeroblast, do some heavy damage, and maybe Heatran can finish the job. In comes the Aeroblast. We might be able to finish the job using these Dragon Tails, actually. We get Excadrill into an inch of its life, but unfortunately it reaches a Rock Slide. We come in with Heatran. I was fearing they had 2 Drill Runs loaded, which would have been really unfortunate, but we're able to get the Fire Spin through, take it out. In comes Dragonite. This is not the best matchup. Used to be a much better matchup. We were anticipating a switch, and I knew they didn't have enough energy, so I just kept farming through. That gave us an extra Fire Spin. The Avalanche really is inconsequential. In comes the Stone Edge. That does a massive amount of super effective damage, and now we're able to get to the Magmastorm. I'm not sure of my counts, but can anyone answer in the comment section if that was a Flamethrower, would I have got there? Skipping to the next match with our Dragonite into a Ho-Oh. I really like this matchup. I think it's a winning matchup for Dragonite in the 2-shield scenario. The Dragon Breaths are just doing such oppressive damage. We get to these Dragon Claws ever so quickly, and we're doing a very nice amount of damage. In comes Dragon Claw number 1. That does a nice chunk of damage to Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh has a really great amount of bulk. It's one of the bulkiest Pokemon in the Master League. If you do have the opportunity or the resources to invest in one, I highly recommend it. I've always had a high success rate with Ho-Oh. Anyway, they switch into a Shadow Lugia. Nice to see a Shadow Lugia, pretty spicy. Normally I see the normal Lugia. I think it's more recommended on PV Poke because Lugia is a very bulk dependent Pokemon, but it's really nice to see the Shadow one. They throw the Aeroblast, that does a massive amount of damage, and they get the attack buff, but Heatran doesn't care. Heatran just trudges along to the Magmastorm, doing a nice little amount of chunk damage to the Dialga. Unfortunately, it's not super effective because of the Dragon typing. Same thing with these Dragon Tails. We're only doing neutral, but we are chunking away. Dialga is just that consistent bully in the Master League. It just won't go away. Dialga is pretty much like the LeBron of Pokemon Go Battle League. You know, what season are we in now? Like, I have no idea. 10? But I reckon Dialga is just going to be top tier in the Master League for the rest of time. It's the GOAT. Anyway, in comes the Brave Bird. That takes out our Dragonite. Now we're able to farm all the way down because they are debuffed in the defense. They come in with the Dialga. All we need to do is go for this Aeroblast. We get the shield. I make a huge error there. I should have just gone for the Sky Attack. They were going to shield it anyway. Even a Sky Attack would have gotten them super low. Luckily, we get to the Sky Attack. Good game. Trudging along into the next one, we are Dragonite into a Kartana. This is a pretty good matchup for us. Obviously, the Razor Leafs aren't very threatening, so they switch into a Dragon Breath Gyarados, and we're going to switch into a Lugia. It's a bit of a tough situation because if I come in with Heatran, they'll be getting to the Aqua Tails and doing huge amounts of damage, but if I come in with Lugia, they'll begin to the Crunches. I just think I prefer Lugia. It has a bit more bulk, it's a little bit more flexible, and obviously I can save Heatran for Kartana if that situation arises, doing super effective damage with the fire. Anyway, in comes the Sky Attack. That grabs a shield off the Gyarados. Now we go for the second Sky Attack. Hopefully this will be getting another shield or taking them out. Down goes Gyarados, sinking to the ocean floor, down to the Mariana Trench, and they come in with Groudon. This is a great position for us. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're able to just go for another Sky Attack, possibly grab a shield, do a nice amount of chunk damage, but we have trusty Dragonite in the back to cover this Groudon. We're going to go down here, save our shields. It's just the Fire Punch. That takes us out. We come in with the Dragonite. We feel very safe. We're farming up almost at 2 Dragon Claws. I was kind of anticipating a bit of a switch here, so I kept farming up through until they threw their move, but there was no catch coming, so we're just going to start throwing out these Dragon Claws. In comes Dragon Claw number 1. That almost takes them out. Down goes Groudon to a few more Dragon Breaths. Now it's Kartana. Dragonite just goes for the superpower, just flexes its muscles, swoops down, punches that thing in the face. Good game. Hopping into the next battle, we have Dragonite into a Groudon. I kept running into this lead. I think it's because I have Heatran in the back. I don't know, I'm a bit on the line about the algorithm and all, but because I have a Steel and Fire type in the back, I just kept getting Groudons. I did about 3 straight sets with this team, and so many of the leads were Groudon. I was absolutely loving it, and I can definitely recommend this team. I ran it about 3 months ago, but that was when Heatran didn't have Magmastorm, and I gotta say, I'm absolutely loving Magmastorm. If Fire Spin ever gets a buff, or if Heatran gets a new fast move, you better be watching out. It's going to be top meta, and I definitely recommend investing in one. Anyway, hopping back into the commentary, that Magmastorm absolutely annihilates that Melmetal, melts it into goop. That thing's becoming, I don't know, a steel pole after that. It's retiring from gobattleleague. Unfortunately, they have a Groudon, which is able to mudshot all the way down because of that 4 times effective damage. But with our trusty Dragonite, the OG, one of the original 151 from Kanto, coming in and doing the job. In comes a Lugia. We have a Lugia of our own, so we raise them scissor for scissor, and we're going to go straight for the Aeroblast. I'm assuming they're going to throw their own Aeroblast. We are correct. That does a nice chunk of damage. We're going to throw it back so we can anticipate a mirror for mirror result. There's a nice amount of damage. I think they will beat us to the Sky Attack, unfortunately. They had a bit of an energy lead, so that should almost be taking out the Lugia. I think we hang on by a sliver. Living on a prayer. We get to the Sky Attack. This will be taking out the Lugia. Down goes Lugia, back comes in Groudon, we switch back into Dragonite, and I think this is a bit of a checkmate situation. In comes the Fire Punch, does a nice little chunk. They're going to fight this out to the very end, which is honourable and noble, and I respect that. In comes the Precipice Blades, we tank that like a champion, we get to the final Dragon Claw, and this should be securing the win for me. Good game to this trainer. Moving into the last match of the day, we have Dragonite into a Melmetal. This matchup is a bit of a double-edged sword. If they're running double Iron Bash, it's much better than if they were running Rock Slide. And I've been seeing a few double Iron Bash. There we go. There's a double Iron Bash Melmetal. We do have the superpower. Unfortunately, it does debuff us, but it will be doing massive amounts of damage. So I think the play here is to farm up to just about 2 superpowers. I'm going to throw this Dragon Claw, hopefully Beta Shield, successfully Beta Shield, mission accomplished. We can tank another move from the Melmetal. It's just the Iron Bash. We do have a sliver of health remaining. We're able to get off this superpower. I'm hoping this slips us the shields. It does a huge amount of damage. The Dragon Breaths are just about enough to take it out, not quite. We make a misplay here. We come in with Heatran. We really should have come in with Lugia. I should have remembered they're going to have superpower. That was a big misplay by me. And if we did, possibly this Groudon would be coming into the Lugia. Unfortunately, my alignment's off. I would have had the Stone Edge Heatran for the Ho-Oh, but things are still salvageable, I think. We're going to throw up the shield. It's the Sacred Fire. Unfortunately, we do get the attack debuff. we're going to throw out the Sky Attack. That gets a shield. We're going to farm up a lot of energy, get to the Aeroblast almost. No matter what move this is, it won't be KOing. We're not in KO range right now. It's just the Sacred Fire. Luckily, we're not twice debuffed, and now we're just going to go for the Sky Attack. This will be getting the Ho-Oh low enough. We switch into Heatran, and I should have thrown the Stone Edge. Why didn't I throw the Stone Edge? Unfortunately, I throw 2 fire spins. That allows him to switch into Groudon. All that energy becomes useless, and Lugia just doesn't have it in the tank, unfortunately. Maybe if I was to throw the Stone Edge, take out the Ho-Oh, I would have been in for a chance. But unfortunately, Lugia's shoulders just aren't broad enough to carry a Ho-Oh and a Groudon with energy. In comes the Brave Bird. Good game to this trainer. Hopping into the real last match of the day, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? We have Dragonite into a Dialga. As I said earlier, this is very lag and bait dependent. It's not really a matchup I like to be in. We get to the first Dragon Claw. Hopefully this gets the shield. We're going to go for the Superpower. Unfortunately, unable to get there due to that Dragon Breath damage, but we do have the perfect answer in Heatran. We do resist all the charge moves from Dialga. Unfortunately though, those Draco Meteors do a huge amount of damage. We are going to shield up. We do want to have enough health once we farm down to hopefully take on whatever comes in next. We go for the full farm down. We get there. We get the farm down, luckily. Heatran's hungry. But, unfortunately, it's a Kyogre, which is a very hard answer to Heatran. We throw the Stone Edge. Actually, it does a decent amount of damage. They have a Groudon on the back, so I do see a sliver of hope this match. If we really take advantage of Groudon and gain heaps of energy, we could be in a position to take out the Kyogre later in the match. We're going to go straight for the Aeroblast, just grab the shield. They're just going to be throwing these fire punches every time, so every time we want to throw another Dragon Tail while they throw a Mud Shot. We're going to go straight for this Aeroblast now, hopefully take them out. That takes out the Groudon. Now it's a Kyogre in the back. Can we win? We do have the option of doing a catch onto Heatran, but we'll see what happens. All we need to do now is reach 2 Sky Attacks. We're at 2 Sky Attacks. In comes the first one. This will be getting the Kyogre shield. Now we're at the second one. One more Dragon Tail. We don't quite get there, but I think we will be able to hang on. Lugia's bulk hangs on. We get to the Sky Attack, and this should be securing the win. Good game to this trainer. In comes the Sky Attack. Good game. Thank you all so much for watching. I had an absolute blast running Magmastorm Heatran in the Open Master League. I can definitely recommend investing in one. It's a little spicier. It's not top meta. It's not really a necessity, but it's definitely a lot of fun. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, it's been Big Pup.